stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
I'll be right back. I have a cat I need to deal with real quick. Yeah. I am back. I'm back in the saddle again. Hi, Ingrid. It is good to see you. Good to see you. Oh. Yeah. Let me do a random reading. 12 by 12. It'll be so random that we're going to ask. First, I have to figure out how many pages there are. That's page 21 to 187. So, I already forgot. Give me a random number between 21 and 187.
111.
111 is where we will be in the 12 by 12. Hey, Clara, good to see you. Long time no see. Like 14 minutes. Man. Busy day. Yeah, I'm going through a few things. I'm trying to put some things together, and I have to meet with this guy. There's a guy that's introducing me to him, and I trust him, but I don't trust the guy that we're talking to. I mean, he associates with all the wrong people. He just put out a new book. It's, there's enough books. What's the intention here? Where are we trying to get at? If you're just going to zap up all of our money, then I don't want to support, but it sucks because I can't seem to find a decent fucking sober living in this state. And, I'd like to help out, but if we're doing shenanigans, I'm just not up for it. So if you could do me a favor and just ask God to give me some guidance. My intuition's saying no. But I'm trying to be a little more open-minded. I'm going to go with this one today. All right, let's go and get started. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. Yeah, I'm Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether watching the live or the rewatch. See, part of it is just I become the person that people tend to rely on sending them the right way. And so I'm very, very... it's unfortunate, but everybody in this field in Colorado is guilty until proven innocent. But it doesn't take long for me to figure it out. I just got to go look at your Facebook and see what you're up to. It tells me pretty much everything. So anyway, I have a vetting process, and it seems to work. But so it looks like we're going to be in step 12 on page 111. Let's get started. Let's get this started. Okay. We may often pass through 12-step experiences where we will seem to be temporarily off the beam. These will appear as big setbacks at the time, but will be seen later as stepping stones to better things. For example, we may set our hearts on getting a particular person sobered up and after doing all we can for months, we see him relapse. Perhaps this will happen in succession of cases, and we may be deeply discouraged as our ability to carry AA's message. Oh, did you? Sweet. Yeah, I thought today was a good day for it. I'm glad that we'll be getting more shirts at some point. Gotta pay the bill first, but we're probably gonna be getting more shirts at some point. Good to see you. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Daryl. Good to see you both. Good to see you both. Now, yeah, I've been through this where, I've been discouraged on whether or not I'm actually being helpful or not. Am I doing a good job at carrying the message? Am I being a good example? Um, I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you flat out. I did not have much success as a sponsor the first time around. The first 12 years that I was sober. Okay, I did not have one sponsee stay sober. Not one. No. Um, do I have sponsees that are sober now? At the same time, it's not like I can get them and keep them sober. I couldn't even keep myself sober. So, we do everything that we can, but their destination is not my responsibility. Um, so I do everything that I can. The key here is, are you still sober? Are you living a happy life? Because if so, then as a sponsor, you are 100% successful. That's kind of what we say. Or we may encounter the reverse situation, which we are highly elated because we seem to have been successful. Here, the temptation is to become rather possessive of the newcomers. Perhaps we try to give them advice about their affairs, which we really aren't competent to give, or not give at all. Then we are hurt and confused when the advice is rejected, or when it is accepted and brings still greater confusion. By a great deal of ardent 12-step work, we sometimes carry the message to so many alcoholics that they place us in a position of trust. They make us, let us say, the group's chairman. Here again, we are presented with the temptation to overmanage things, and sometimes this results in rebuffs and other consequences which are hard to take. Like that guy at the end of the meeting, he's already spoken 2-3 times, done all the announcements. Oh, I got one more thing. I always got one. Always, right? Overly giving on advice and situations of which I have no clue. Okay. When I do that, we call it mansplaining. Now, let me explain mansplaining to you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to explain mansplaining. It's the joke. Okay. Right. It's there again, that overdoing of what I think it is that I need in life, that I need to be, that I have to chair, and I have to host, and I have to run, and no. In fact, we had a pretty good conversation about this earlier. What am I? Well, I'm a trusted servant, but that's as far as it goes. Servant. Okay. Now, even just before we started this, I was saying that, I'm having a hard time figuring out if I want to support this sober living, because I'm a person that people tend to trust on where I send them and stuff. But that doesn't mean that they need to take every suggestion that I make. That's why I don't give advice. I suggest things. I'll represent and things like that. But really, I don't know which course God is going to have you take. I am a guide only in this sense, where you're on a double-decker bus. If you look to your left, you will see step 1, where we are powerless over alcohol. So I'm just informing is all I'm doing. I'm taking the big book and I'm simplifying it. I'm putting it in terms that we can understand, or that this other person can understand. Or maybe I'll say it a different couple ways to help them get through it. Okay. There are no stupid questions in AA, just silly answers. Now, for me, I tend to forget that people don't quite know basic stuff yet. And so we can't talk over other people's heads. You know, I hear a lot of people run around saying AUD. And people, was alcohol use disorder, and it doesn't belong in AA. It doesn't belong in our verbiage. It's a clinical term that, you know, and disorder, really. I mean, how many different things do we need to call it in the last 90 years? It's like the fourth one. You thank NADAC for that. All right. But a couple of things that can't happen. You just switch and you will go from Facebook to Terrell, are you living in a split level head there? Good to see you again. um, but if I get a little upset because my sponsee doesn't take my suggestion, then maybe I need to work on my own self-esteem. What expectations am I putting there? What are my intentions? To have people like me? Because I found trying to do that is a wasted effort. But in the longer run, we clearly realize that these are only the pains of growing up. And nothing good can come from them if we turn more and more to the entire 12 steps for answers. Yeah. You're going to learn more stuff. Duh. All right, we're going to learn more things as we go along. And you're going to make mistakes. Being human, that's just being human. Now comes the biggest question of all, or the biggest question yet. What about the practice of these principles in all of our affairs? Can we love the whole pattern of living as eagerly as we do the small segment of it when we try to help another alcoholic achieve sobriety? Does it? That's weird. Facebook's been acting weird for a few days. Like when I post when it's going to be, it usually lets me share it straight to my pages, and they quit doing that now. If I start to put in the daily trudge, I have to put @ in front of it now in order to find it on the list to tag it. So there's shit changing on Facebook all the time. Even the pictures and stuff that I have behind it, those have changed. So now they look all weird. Now, you should see I'm going to show you my Facebook here real quick because right here. But let's say I go and type something, right? All right, and if I go here, see, it gives me these now. That's like, what am I, a Disney character? I feel like I should be an Enchanto or something there. All right. Anyway, let's get back to this. Common language. Absolutely. Common language. Can we bring the same spirit of love and tolerance into our sometimes deranged family, the family lives that we bring into our AA group? Oh, I do. I tried. They don't want it. They don't want it. So it's a little difficult in that. But yeah, I can bring it. Whether it's accepted or not is going to be something different. Can we have the same kind of confidence and faith in these people who have been infected and sometimes crippled by our own illness that we have in our sponsors? Can we actually carry the AA spirit into our daily work? Can we meet our newly recognized responsibilities to the world at large? And can we bring new purpose and devotion to the religion of our choice? Can we find new joy of living and trying to do something about all of these things? These are good questions for me right now, because of what I talked about at the beginning. These are very good questions for me right now. And maybe instead of worrying about what this other person is going to do, I need to rely on God that He's sending me the right way and I'm doing the right thing, and bring as much joy as I can to it. Yeah, as much as I can. I'm doing that with I did that with the detox. I reached out to them and said, "Hey, I want to be of maximum service for you guys in this. This is a big deal to me." So they sat down and kind of explained what they're going to be doing. And now that I know that, then I can go in and be the best Dion that I can be. Because what I don't want to in this point do is go into that meeting and cause more arguments and cause confusion. My job will to be to bring harmony, to educate, to supply some empathy in what we're doing. You know, so understanding my intentions, knowing what I'm going to do, where I'm situated in this relationship. You know, whether that be a friend, a closed mouth friend, a sponsee, a sponsor, somebody I just met on the street. You know, I had to go to the bank, being nice to the banker, even though they pissed me off. You know, things like that. You know. Um, Furthermore, how should we come to terms with seeming success or failure? Yeah, we're gonna fail. We're going to make mistakes. How are you going to take care of that? Um, if you have told your story on the podcast on Raw Recovery, one of the things that I talk about before we get started is the 10th step. You know, like if there's a barking dog, if there's meowing cat, you know, cat's meowing. Maybe you got a chicken in there for all I know. You know, sometimes kids come running in and they need something. No, we don't edit that. Mm-mm, no, but it's a disruption. It shouldn't be there. Why? Why should it not be there? Eh? Why is actually the question. Why should it be there? Um, because people need to see that it's okay. It's part of being a good example, taking those blows as they come along. Right? Can we accept and adjust? Can we accept and adjust to either without despair or pride? People don't want traditional AA. Not sure. You mean traditional as in like if you have less than 30 days, you can't speak kind of stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding you. Can we accept poverty, sickness, loneliness, and bereavement with courage and serenity? Can we steadfastly content ourselves with the humbler, yet sometimes more durable satisfactions when the brighter, more glittering achievements are denied us? Oh, that's a hard one, right? So, you know, a lot of things that I work on, um, a lot of things that I work on aren't really things where you get achievement awards or recognition or things like that. And oh yeah, I mean, I've gone through it where, you know, sometimes I'll see a post and it's like, how do you know, I'm trying to help people and I don't even get, you know, any of that. But it isn't supposed to be for me. Why? Because I don't my brain doesn't handle that shit very well. It gets prideful, man. It starts to think that I know better, you know. I found like and then what happens is then I get out of my lane. And a good example of that was um, it was over a year now where I was interviewing people who had lost children to fentanyl. Oh, those were fucking hard, man. Those were hard. And I was doing them a disservice. I was not doing them any good. And I should not have been doing it. It's not like I'm a therapist or a bereavement coach or anything like that. It's out of my realm. And so I shut it down because I felt like I was doing more harm than good. It was, and maybe the intention was wrong or something like that. I'm not sure. But I do know that it just didn't fit the way that it was supposed to. And I felt like maybe I was abusing these people, and that's not something that I can do. That was is that my stomach? Shouldn't be, I just ate. The AA answer to these questions about living is yes, all of these things are possible. Yep. And I know because I've been through it and I've seen other people go through it. Especially that failure or success. We know this because we see the monotony, pain, and even calamity turned into good use by those who keep on trying to practice AA's 12 steps. And if these facts of life for many alcoholics who have recovered in AA, they can become the facts of life for many more, including me. That's where, when I first got into the program, my trust level for other people wasn't there, but I could trust the process because of this. I could see it happening and working in other people. See what Daryl is saying here. I should say many people. I just mean the singleness of purpose, not the delusion version of AA that's so rampant anymore. Yeah, I get it. Okay, that makes more sense, dude. Absolutely. Um, there's a lot of reinvention of the wheel out there. Um, I mean, people are going so far as to give themselves made up titles now. I mean, recovery coach isn't good enough. Peer support just isn't good enough. Now they have to be you know, whatever they want to do. I can't think of any off the top of my head. But gosh, there's so many people with so many different names, so many different types of coaches now. A lot of different things. And all of these they're fake. They have no success in them. They have no proof in the pudding. They have no facts. Nor do they have a 24-hour hotline like we do. Okay. Now there are other places out there that do work. There are certain things that work, man. So one more paragraph and then we'll wrap up. I got a sponsee at 2:00. It's neat because with that sponsee, we're in the traditions. I don't usually get that far with them. Did you hear that? That's my grandson. His voice is higher, but he's just as loud as me. Of course, all AAs, even the best, fall short of such achievements as a consistent thing. Without necessarily taking that first drink, we often quite get far off the beam. Our troubles sometimes begin with indifference. Remember what happened when we entered that indifference world while drinking? When an alcoholic becomes indifferent, when any human being becomes indifferent, it's dangerous. Indifference is the opposite of empathy. We are sober and happy in our AA work. Things go well at home and office. We naturally congratulate ourselves, what later proves to be far too easy and superficial point of view. We temporarily cease to grow because we feel satisfied that there is no need for all of AA's 12 steps for us. We're doing fine on a few of them. Maybe we're doing fine on only 2 of them. And actually, this is a lot of what Daryl and I were just talking about right here, that we fine on only 2 of them. The first step and that part of the 12th step where we carry the message in AA slang, that blissful state known as two-stepping, and it can go on for years. It can. Absolutely. Okay. I do try and keep up with conversations, but it does get a little tough on here for me sometimes to do that. You know, I'm not going to get too much into two-stepping on this one because I'm probably just going to bitch about things, and I already did. So there's no point in doing that. I do know that I'm not two-stepping, and that's kind of what matters. But I can see how you would fall into that. Okay. Now, I understand that it says we cease to grow because we feel satisfied. And quite often you will hear me say, I am not satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Sometimes I'll go live another time during the day because I just don't feel like I've done enough for the day of giving away what needed to be done. That I didn't reach the person that God wanted me to reach that day. Okay. My goal is to help at least one person a day. That's my goal. If I help more, then that's great. Of course, I want to help more. Absolutely, I would love to, right? I'd love nothing more than to be standing in front of a captive audience of 100 people every day that just listen to me. But can you hear the pride in that? Can you hear the pride in that? Because I can, right? I would love it. But that's kind of the problem, right? What is it? I just want their attention, because it wasn't like that for my life at any point. At any point, right? So yeah, uh, let's just call. I like to call things what they are, man. So the best. I know I said I was going to do one more paragraph, but it kind of this that we to wrap this up. I have to read that. I have to go on. The best intention of us can fall for the two-step illusion. Yeah, because you feel satisfied, man, and I get it because I've been there. It's like, man, I fucking made it. Now I can finally fucking relax. But the problem is, I don't know how long I'm supposed to relax, and that can go on for months. Right? Maybe I maybe I don't feel like I need as many AA meetings. Oh, that person over there needs help, but I help everybody, so it's not my job, even though my gut is saying, Dion, it is your job to do that, right? Yeah, Daryl, I've been doing everything I can to keep my fucking mouth shut. I absolutely have been. Yep, I've been doing a lot of praying lately. Um, because I see the anger and then I get angry and then I get caught up in it. And I can't look at it that way. I have to try and understand where everybody is coming from. Um, and a lot of it is out of my scope and it's hard because I want to help. Because I have this overwhelming need to help, which is my codependency. And I'm talking about me. And I'm not presuming anything for anybody else here. Um, but the political landscape right now is tough to manage. It's really tough. Um, and for anybody going through hard times or whatever, know that I absolutely fucking love you for who you are, for who you are. Okay, I don't care, and it doesn't matter to me because I deep down inside I know what it means to not fucking belong in this world, to not want to live in this fucking world. Some days I hate it. Not as many, not as many, right? But I feel the frustration. Absolutely. All right, let's get rid of some of these tears here. This next paragraph is sooner the best intention of us can fall for the two-step illusion. Sooner or later, the pink cloud stage wears off and things go disappointingly dull. We call this in this part we call it, oh shit, life got real. And sometimes you'll hear people say, I've been on my pink cloud for months. I've been on my pink cloud for a long time. Well, this too shall pass. And if your feet are not firmly placed on the ground, you will disappear. You will. No matter how well intentioned it is. So the secret to a pink cloud, and what is a pink cloud? It is enjoying something that is new. Okay. You're experiencing excitement, elevation, nothing wrong with it. But let's remember what happens in excitement to us. Well, think about it right now. Party time, right? So the key is to keep our feet firmly placed on the ground so that when it does end, not if, it's going to end, because no human being is happy every day. It does not work like that. I wish it did, but it does not. The pink cloud stage wears off and things go disappointingly to, we begin to think that AA doesn't pay after all. We become puzzled and then discouraged. Then perhaps life, as the ways it has doing, suddenly hands us a great big lump that we can't begin to swallow, let alone digest. We fail to get the work for promotion. We lose that good job. Maybe there are serious domestic or romantic difficulties, or perhaps that boy we thought God was looking after becomes a military casualty. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to that's a great way to put that, Daryl. I appreciate that. Yeah. I think that sounds a lot better than the way I put it, honestly. I'm gonna do one more paragraph. God, it's just gonna keep going. So I'm gonna have to end it at this paragraph though. What then have we alcoholics in AA got, or can we get the resources to meet these calamities which come to so many? These were problems of life which we could never face up to. Can we now, with the help of God as we understand him, handle them as well and bravely as our non-alcoholic friends often do? I'm going to refer to keys to the kingdom in this situation. You know, and let's go back a little bit, because when I got here, my problems were aplenty and huge, right? I read something in the grapevine back when I think I was 18, 19. I was still in the Phoenix concept, I know that. And it said, there have been no dragons in my life, only small spiders and stepping in gum. I could have coped with dragons. And it's true. I made all my problems mountains, and they were just molehills. So I get in the program. First of all, I find out that most of my problems don't exist. And then my problems become right size. And then I am given the tools. And the pink cloud sometimes will come from the fact that you handled a problem well. There's excitement. So where our problems become arduous, they turn into something that's more gold, that's more usable, it's more pliable. And you get excited. Oh, I know how to solve this. I know how to solve this. And you become Horseshack from Welcome Back. Ooh, me. Right? I know how to solve that. Yay. And that's great news, man. That is good stuff for us. Can we transform these calamities into assets? Sources of growth and comfort to ourselves and to those about us? Well, we surely have a chance if we switch from two-stepping to 12-stepping. If we are willing to receive that grace of God, which can sustain and strengthen us in any catastrophe. Should we do one more paragraph? No, we're good. All right. Man, whoo! Random reading. I like the random readings because I don't know what I have no clue what we're going to do. So it's just as much of a surprise for me as it is for you. But that speaks to letting God speak through us and be a part of us. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for participating. I love it when people are participating and stuff. So, right on. All right. Well, we'll see some of you a little bit later at 5 o'clock. We're gonna have our first group conscious today. Yay, progress. And hopefully I will be voted out of everything. Good to see you, Michelle. But thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out and have a day.